Let's now solve question on stock debtors method of branch accounting. This is May 2018 examination question. Ion Limited invoices goods to its branch at cost plus 33%. Underline that word, cost plus 33%. You have little place left there, make it 0.33. So it is not 33, it is 33.33. 33.33%. So Ion Limited invoices goods to its branch at cost plus 33.33%. Right there. Cost 100, load 33.33, invoice price 133.33. Cost 100, load 33.33, invoice price 133.33. Everyone wrote that? From the following particulars, prepare branch stock account, branch stock adjustment account, branch P&L account. They've asked only three. So we don't have to prepare branch petty cash. We don't have to prepare branch debtors. We don't have to prepare branch expense account. Let's begin with the first one. First information that's available to us here is stock at commencement at branch at invoice price. When the stock is there in the branch at the commencement, it is balance brought down, but it is at invoice price. In my branch stock account on the debit side, let me write to balance brought down. How much of the stock is there? 3,60,000. But this is at invoice price. I should remove load on this. I'll remove it on the credit side, but not in my branch stock account, but the removal of load will be in branch adjustment account. So in my branch adjustment account, let me write on the credit side by stock reserve. How much? That same amount of 3,60,000 into 33.33 divided by 133.33. 90,000 is the load. Understood? What do we have after that? Stock at close of branch at invoice price. So this is closing stock. In my branch stock account, I would write on the credit side as closing stock. Shall I write balance carried down? Balance carried out. Stock in hand 2,88,000. Why is it in inner column? This question has little bit of Gita, goods in transit. You can choose to write 288 in outer column. Also write Gita as a separate line item in the outer column. Or you can write this in inner column as stock in hand, add Gita also to it and then write it in outer column. But load we can remove it either separately or together. Again, we have that option. We'll not wait till Gita. We'll remove load separately. In the exam, if you don't remember, and you forgot to remove load immediately, then you can remove it with Gita. Either ways, it's fine. So closing stock is on the credit, load on this will be removed on the debit. So again, you would have to write stock reserve. Shall I write stock reserve? Very good. Let me write here. 2 stock reserve. How much is the closing stock? 2,88,000. Am I right? So it is 2,88,000 into 33.33 divided by 133.33. 72,000. 71,990. 72,000. So instead do it this way. It is 33.33 on cost. That is 1 by 3 on cost. It becomes 1 by 4 on sales. So to 1 by 4 you will get round numbers. Understood? What do we have after that? Goods sent to branch during the year at invoice price. So there is some data given about Gita. Don't worry about that. For now, just read what is there before bracket. Goods sent to branch during the year at invoice price 24 lakh. When the goods are sent under debtors method entry was branch to goods sent to branch. Under stock debtors method entries, branch stock account debit to goods sent to branch. In branch stock account, I'll write on the debit to goods sent to branch. How much is sent? 24 lakh. I'll write 24 lakh in the amount column. This is at invoice price. So on this, I'll remove load. This amount is on the debit. I'll remove the load on the credit. How do I remove load on the credit? I'll write same name by goods sent to branch. 24 lakhs into 1 by 4 or 24 lakhs into 33.33 divided by 133.33. That will give us 6 lakh rupees. Understood? 6 lakh rupees, everyone? Fantastic. So 6 lakh is goods sent to branch mele load removal. Got it? Then let's go to the next adjustment. Including goods invoiced at 48,000 to branch on 31st March 18, but not received by branch. Underline the word not received. Right there. Gita. Sangeeta. Right? Gita. Gita. Goods in transit. If we don't do anything, it will get included in closing stock. It's actually not included in closing stock. We have to write it in our books of accounts. Because it is not received, entry would have been not made in stock in hand. I'll write below here. Gita. Sir, I don't want to write under balance carried. Write here one more item by Gita. Either ways it is same. How much Gita? 48. Together it is 336. This 48 is again at invoice price. On this I'll remove load in my branch adjustment account on the debit side. You can choose to write separately. I will choose to write along with stock reserve here. Load on Geeta. How much? 48,000 into 33.33 divided by 133.33. That's nothing but 1 by 4. 12. 72 plus 12. 84. You can write 72 and 12 individually in the outer column also. Your presentation need not match 100% with mine. You can choose to have a little creative presentation. ಮತ್ತೆ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಬರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬರಿಬೇಡಿ. Basic changes is allowed. Too creative should not become. We are commerce students. We only do post-mortem. Once transactions are over, we'll tell what is how to account those transactions. We'll tell. We will not give them suggestion before the transaction happens. Then return of goods to head office, invoice price. When the goods were received, branch stock to GSB. When the goods are returned, GSB to branch stock. So in my branch stock, goods are going out. I'll write on the credit, buy goods into branch, stock returned to head office. What is the amount? 1,20,000. So 1,20,000 on the credit side in branch stock. Now we'll remove load on this. Shall I? Load removal will happen on the debit side. In branch stock, credit side I've written buy goods into branch. On the debit side in branch stock, I'll write again 2 goods into branch, load on goods into branch. That is 1,20,000 into 1 by 4 or 33.33 divided by 133.33. What do we get? 30,000. What's after 30,000? Then we have credit sales at branch. Credit sales is 1,20,000. Credit sales journal entry is branch debtors account debit to branch stock account. Very good. So in my branch stock account, I'll write by branch debtors. And we are not preparing debtors account in this question. If you are preparing there on the debit, I would have written 2 branch stock. Because we are not preparing branch debtors account, we won't write that lecture. Okay now? Very good. After this 1,20,000, should I remove load on credit sales? Ide esyadu. Credit sales mele load, debit sales mele load. Load ಅಂತಾರೆ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಲೋಡ್ ತೆಗಿಬಾರ್ದ್ರಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್, ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಆನ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್. Invoice value of goods pilfered. Pilfered is leakage. Leakage can be leakage, spoilage. It can be normal, can be abnormal. But usually, if you're taking care of it, it should be abnormal. Okay, now let's see. But can be normal, can be abnormal leakage. Are you getting it? So invoice value of goods pilfered 24,000. So goods are going out. Am I right? I'll write in the credit side in branch stock. Shall I write here buy goods pilfered? See, if I assume it to be normal loss, entire invoice price credit in branch stock, entire invoice price debit in branch adjustment. I'll repeat. If it is normal, entire invoice price credit in branch stock, entire invoice price debit in branch adjustment. If it is abnormal loss, invoice price credit in branch stock, load debit in branch adjustment, cost debit in P&L. I'll repeat. If it is normal loss, invoice price credit in branch stock, invoice price debit in branch adjustment. Ashte. Basically, net impact will be 0. Net impact will be 0. By normal loss, no journal entry. And here, branch stock, branch adjustment together will act like trading account. Together they'll act like trading account. Am I right? Branch stock ali balancing figure we should take, put it to branch adjustment, there we get GP. Normal loss, no entry. So we'll write credit here, debit there, ultimately impact has become 0. Sir, then why do we write? If we don't write, closing stock will become more. It will lead to surplus or deficit in our branch stock. That shouldn't happen. So we write credit in branch stock, debit in branch adjustment. However, if it is abnormal loss, entry is purchase account, sorry, P&L account debit to purchase. In P&L, we should write debit side as expense at cost. But here it is at invoice price. So I write invoice price credit, load debit. So net impact will be cost. Cost I'll write debit in P&L. Did you understand? For all of you people who act like you have forgotten this, oi kajinis, we've discussed this yesterday in class. Yesterday class ಅಲ್ಲಿ journal entries ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ರೀ. Here see, for normal loss, branch adjustment to branch stock, full invoice price. For abnormal loss, branch adjustment debit, P&L debit to branch stock, adjustment debit for load, P&L debit for cost, branch stock credit for invoice price. You are supposed to copy this into the notebook. You will blame it on me now. Sheet was not opening, I couldn't see the sheet. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. What constipation problem? ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ. Okay, we'll write here. Shall we? Okay, what was that? We'll write it as abnormal loss. Why? Normal loss adre ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ normal loss ಅಂತ. And they've given normal loss separately in this question. Goods pilfered abnormal loss 24,000. This is invoice price. How much is the load on this? 24,000 into 1 by 4, 6,000. By God, you're all using calculator. Oh, ನನ್ನ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗೋಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? Branch stock, credit side invoice price. In branch adjustment account, debit side. What do we write in branch adjustment account, debit side? We'll write 2 goods pilfered. 24,000 into 33.33 by 133.33. 6,000. 24 IP. 6 load. 18 cost. 18 cost I'll write in P&L. Profit and loss account of the branch. Goods pilfered. IP 24. Load 6. This is 18. Understood? Say something. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Normal loss at branch due to wastage and deterioration of stock. This we won't write to P&L. Branch stock credit, branch adjustment with full invoice price. Full invoice price. How much? 36,000. Everyone understood? Branch lost by wastage. Sorry, goods lost by wastage. 36,000 branch stock credit, branch adjustment debit, goods lost by wastage, normal loss 36,000. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಡೌಟ್ ಲೋಡು ನಾಟ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಮಾ ಫುಲ್ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ invoice price 36, invoice price 36. It is not load. Normal loss, invoice price credit in stock account, invoice price debit in branch adjustment account. Abnormal loss, invoice price credit in stock account, load debit in branch adjustment account, cost debit in branch PL account. Still there only. Cash ಏನಪ್ಪ OTP na. OTP break ಬಂದ್ರೆ OTP sir you didn't sir what if ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ P&L ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ should be having no journal entry. It should be adjusted through number of units only. But in branch we would maintain separate account for stock and adjustment, so we route it through those two accounts. Okay, normal loss P&L account ಬರಿಬಾರ್ದು, ಸ್ಟಾಕಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. It number of units will reduce and cost per good units will increase in case of normal loss. Whether it is foundation or inter or final, that doesn't change. If it is abnormal loss, number of units will change, rate per unit will not change. Rate per unit will not change, it will stay constant. So decrease in value will be charged to P&L. Cash sales at branch 2160. What is the entry? Branch cash account debit to branch stock. ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೋಡ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಹೊಡಿತೀನಿ, ನಿಜ ಡೌಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಮನೆಗೆ. Cash sales 2160. In branch stock I have written by branch cash. Okay na? We are not preparing branch cash. If we would have prepared I was supposed to write. So ಮತ್ತೆ ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮುಗಿತು. ಇವಾಗ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣವೇ? Question is over guys. Answer also almost over. Hey, this is not answer. So far what we did is presentation of a question in a beautiful way. So far we didn't do answer. We presented the question in a beautiful way. Come on, everything is there. In branch stock account, what we find as balance figure is surplus or deficit. This is difference between invoice price and selling price. Can be positive, can be negative. If it comes debit side as balance figure surplus, if it comes credit side, it is deficit. This will get transferred to branch adjustment. There we'll find something which is similar to GP, which goes to PL. And what we find in GP, what is a PL is net profit. That is our stock data system. This is kind of master question. Read 120 plus 2160 plus 120 plus 24 plus 36 plus 336. 27 lakh 96,000 minus 24 lakh minus 3 lakh 60. This is our surplus 36,000. This branch stock to branch adjustment, I'll write in my branch adjustment as by branch stock. Surplus brought down 36. Now let's close our branch adjustment. 90 plus 6 lakh plus 36. 690 plus 36, 726. 726 minus 36, 36, 72, 72 plus 4, 76, 76 plus 8, 156. 156 deduct ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 156, 256, 356, 456, 556, 656, 550, 570. Next time, ಏನು ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್, ನಾನು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್. 570 to branch PL in this is like GP. ಇದು GP ತರ GP ಅಲ್ಲ. So in P&L we'll write by branch adjustment 570. 570 minus 18 552. ಹೆಂಗೆ fast. This is it. I hope you guys also learned it. This is a master question on branch stock debtors system.